have 6 minutes, and the buzzer will go when there's 1 minute to go, and then at the end of your 6 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. My Lord Mayor, councillors, thank you very much for allowing me to come and speak today. As you may know, I'm a former chairman of Fair Liberal Democrats. I joined the Liberal Party when Joe Griffin was the leader, the old Liberal Party many years ago. I'm a former parliamentary candidate, coming second as Sir Peter Lloyd in 1992, and I've served on both Fair and Borough Council and Hampshire County Council. My day job, though, is investigative journalism, and I've worked for Radio 4, Radio 7, BBC One Service, and others. I was born in Portsmouth in 1948, and I'm a friend of Portsmouth, though I live just outside. And I hope you respect the fact that sometimes friends have to tell you a few untruths, although not really friends. I'm here today to speak in support of E on your order paper, in particular to make reference to a document, and this is part of it, this is 11 pages of it, and it's the Safeguarding of Adults document, which you signed up to with Southampton, Hampshire Police, Hampshire County Council and the NHS in July 2010. It's a very robust document, very robust, and so are the details of the policies within it. The initial complaint that led to the recent affair concerning Councillor Hancock, one of your previous councillors, was not reported by the lady herself, but by a member of staff, by her care worker. And it was reported to the correct department, which then failed her miserably. Despite a conference being convened under the policy, the minutes and the outcome were not communicated to her, and the victim was left in the dark, contrary to what it says in this document. Multiple communications from her representative with her assent were sent to the then strategic director, who's now, I believe, taken the golden handshake and gone. She rebutted all those claims for information. She's not allowed to. It says in the document, which you signed up to, that you have to involve the complainant and there has to be openness. It's there. You signed up to it. You didn't do it. The police then investigated. They failed to quiz neighbours, to take the councillor's phone and to do so much else. And even neighbours knew about late night visits, which he now admits to, because he crashed his car against a fence post, which brought the neighbours out in the street. The file was referred to the CPS, as some of you know, who decided not to prosecute solely because it was a 50-50 case and they don't throw money at 50-50 cases. How do I know it? Because I was the only other person in the room with the complainant at the CPS in London, and we took 3 recordings just to make sure that we couldn't be accused of editing. 3 recordings on 3 separate machines with the permission of the CPS. Statements like, I'm innocent, and the police found no case to answer were very hurtful to the victim. That wasn't the case at all. The CPS said it was a 50-50 case because of no independent evidence, which there might well have been had they bothered to collect it. They signed up to that document too, just like you, Southampton, Hampshire, and everybody, and the NHS. But they didn't follow it. In a statement to the news, one of your numbers made the point very well, that councillors shouldn't have been sitting on that panel, the disciplinary panel. It's a shame that councillor also, 4 weeks before, said he was protecting his friend, and, sorry, we didn't have evidence at the time. Well, I don't know what our £18,500 report that the public paid for wasn't, if it wasn't evidence on the desk. The truth was that there wasn't an admission at that time by the councillor, but there needn't have been. And it was wrong for anyone in this chamber or in the offices opposite to have taken a view on who to believe and who not to believe. What it says in here is you have to be led by the victim, you have to keep her informed. And I'll bet you all put your hands up when this was put in front of you in 2010 and said, agreed, but not one of you read it. Well, I have 231 pages of it. Here's a bit. A zero tolerance of all form of abuse. Treat people as if they were members of your own family, treating each person as an individual. right to privacy. Ensure people feel able to complain. All highlighted in yellow. I've done 11 pages. We've read 231 pages of it. Now, disciplinary procedures should have carried on regardless of anything else that was going on, and that procedure says consideration should be given that it should have been given to an outside body, which one of your number now agreed that they shouldn't have been sitting on, and quite right too. But you needed to do this in 2010 when you signed up to it. Finally, let me say this to you. There are a group of journalists like myself, and though I'm semi-retired, it includes Romilly Weeks at ITN, it includes the editor up at Sky, it includes people at The Guardian, and indeed Daniel Fogger, who originally ran the story in The Times, is now working for Panorama, and myself. We've got some of the biggest mops and buckets that you will ever see. And I'll tell you this, members, if you don't clean out this stable, give me about another 6 weeks and I'll clean it out for you. Thank you very much.
Yay!
Members, that brings to the end the deputations. Could I ask that you want to return to public gallery if you'd like to stay and listen to the rest of the debate? Lord Mayor, public questions under Standing Order 25. There are no public questions.
That was a quick time. Appointments. Appointments for today's meeting are set out on the green sheet circulated in the chamber. Are these agreed? Thank you, members. They are agreed. Urgent business. There is one urgent part of the business I'd like to